So Relay, which is a thriller directed by David Mackenzie, whose name you'll know from Young Adam, Hallam Foe, Startup, and of course Hell or High Water, about which we talked about Hell or High Water having one of the best diner scenes when we did our best scenes of food being served ever. So written by Justin, now I think it must be Piasecki, who had the script was originally called The Brokers, and it was on the blacklist in 2019. We say this every time. The blacklist is this list of best unproduced screenplays, and it is now more and more a way that unproduced screenplays that people rate get produced. You pick them up from the blacklist. So stars Riz Ahmed, Lily James, and Sam Worthington. So Ahmed is Ash. He is a fixer. He helps people out of a tight spot, negotiating deals between whistleblowers and the companies of whom they may have run afoul. So we meet him at the beginning doing just this for somebody who was going to blow the whistle on a company, now wants out. And what Riz Ahmed's character does is he helps him do this, and he gets paid by somebody who says, incidentally, from the boss, you're a parasite. Lily Allen, for heaven's sake, Mark. Yeah, no, I don't mean Lily Allen at all. Yeah, I do mean Lily James, thank you. Lily of senior moment. Lily James is Sarah Grant. She has discovered that the company she's working for are covering up some discoveries about the effects of their genetically modified produce. And she was going to take this stuff to the press to do something with it. But now she's being harassed by the company, so she just wants an escape route. And she is told by her lawyer to get in touch with Riz Ahmed. Said, all I know is a phone number. You leave a message, they call you back, okay? He then communicates with her via the Tri-State Relay Service, which is where the title comes from. This is a secure service that provides phone communication for the deaf. So basically, he speaks to an operator, he types, the operator then reads out what he's typing, she then replies, and that goes through the operator. The point of it being that there is no direct communication between them. It is all going through this completely safe third party. And he says, okay, here's what I need. I need the report that you've got. I'm going to keep a copy of it for safety. I will get the report that you want to give back to the company. You will pay me for doing it, and they will pay me for doing it. And then I will keep a copy of it in order to ensure your safety, which they are guaranteeing. So he's basically a broker, a negotiator, negotiating between two sides without ever meeting any of them. Here's a clip.
Hello?
A person's calling from the Tri-State Relay Service. You received a relay call before. You've been harassing our client, Sarah Grant. Please stop.
Well, she violated her NDA and she's holding under stolen research, so no can do. Go ahead.
And now she's given it to us. In case you're doubting this, page 9 starts with the enhancement of clarodane diterpenes in Fertile Crescent Sample 7.
All right, I understand. Go ahead.
We've left word at the office of Cybo Cementis' CEO, Mr. Franklin. We await his response.
Mr. Franklin passed on your message, and he's authorized us to speak on his behalf. Go ahead.
Who am I speaking to, and what is your position?
Well, my name is Steve Dawson. Don't look it up, it's not real. And my team is tasked with returning the documents. Go ahead.
I love that line. My name is this. Don't look it up, it's not real. So you heard there the thing about, so the Riz Ahmed character is typing, so he's not, so it's completely distanced. And then that was Sam Worthington who does the thing about, don't look it up, it's not real. So what you then get is this kind of cat and mouse surveillance thriller in which the two central characters, which is Sarah and Ash, kind of develop this distant rapport, despite the fact that they've never had direct contact with each other. And one of the ways this happens is they have to pass code words between each other. And he says, pick one word. And she says, pick one. And he says, all right. And she says, that's two words. And he says, the Who's first album, side 2. And then she gets the Who's first album, the kids are all right. And then, despite the fact that they're having this distance thing, they start to find some kind of rapport. And then in the meantime, Sam Worthington's lot are following them and trying to surveil them without knowing. And the whole thing owes a kind of debt to those paranoid conspiracy thrillers that you used to get in the 1970s classically, The Conversation and I suppose Executive Action China Cinema, that kind of everyone is stalking everybody else. And I read one review which compared this to Michael Mann's Thief. I mean, I have to say those are very high bars. And although Relay does have things in its favor, it's not in the same league as any of those. However, for around 2/3 of its running time, it is pretty gripping stuff. There is, at the center of it, as I said, this growing relationship between two characters who have a completely distanced relationship. And I like that. I mean, that's kind of, it's a nice idea. We've seen that done in rom-coms. You sometimes see it done in different genres of movie. But that thing about people forming a rapport through an apparently insurmountable barrier is good. They're chalk and cheese. She wears her wordy heart on her sleeve. He appears to be not speaking at all. In fact, there's a whole section of it in which everything that he's doing, and of course, Riz Ahmed is one of those actors who can convey a huge amount through his physical presence, through his expressions. And I think the film is at its best when it's doing that riff. Also, it's got some very good set pieces. There is a set piece in which there's a drop at an airport. Do you remember that scene in one of the most recent Mission Impossible films when they're having to swap get a disc off somebody or get a thing that somebody's got off them, and it's the sinewy camera stuff, and one person's going one way, the other person's going another way, and it's all, well, there is a scene in this that's got that same kind of edgy thrills, and I love that. I just love the kind of well orchestrated choreography of it. There's another thing during a concert which is well done. I have to say that things get much less satisfying in the later stages for two reasons. Firstly, because in the later stages it downshifts into being an action film, which is kind of less interesting. And secondly, because the script, which was on the blacklist, does this thing about trying to tie itself up in these sort of sinewy reversal knots. And I think it oversteps the mark. I mean, I think there is a point at which you go, oh, no, I'm sorry, I've lost faith in this now because you've just done something that I actually don't believe in. And it's interesting. If you remember a few years ago, we reviewed that Riz Ahmed film, Encounters. And that was a really interesting example of a film in which the audience is kept guessing for the first half of the movie what's going on. And in the second half of the movie, when you start to realize what's going on, you don't in any way feel undersold. You feel like that's perfectly right. That's absolutely fine. There are things in the latter stages of this in which you go, no, sorry, no, I have lost faith in the script. So, look, it's a smartly made thriller. It's got some, Riz Ahmed is terrific in it. It's got some nice set pieces and it's got a nice central idea. It does, I think, fall apart in the third act. But for a good half, 2/3 of it, it's twisty, intelligent fun.